This video will be about how you can make your customers and your staff love your documentation. Because I know it is too long, and you know it is too long, and I know no one wants to look in there, and you know it as well. So let's change that today to make the lives of your staff easier and the lives of your customers easy. And not only will I show you how to make it easier, I will even show you how to make it irresistibly attractive to them. We're going to do all of that in just 3 simple steps, all of them in ChatGPT directly. You don't need the pro version or an extra subscription model, you can do it all of the free version. So what I want you to do from now on is whenever your software gets an update or a bug fix or something has to happen in the documentation itself, then first step, I want you to go to ChatGPT and individualize it. This means that in the ChatGPT app or in the web app, you can go to settings and click an option there to individualize ChatGPT. And you're going to click on that option and there will be 2 text fields, one for how you want ChatGPT to respond to all of your messages and one for what ChatGPT should know about you. We're going to need both of those. For the how we want him to answer part, write down how you want your documentation to be formulated. Ideally, this is in easy language, not that your clients or your staff is stupid, but is more easy to understand than your high-level business software company English. So normal English, so everyone can understand, literally everyone. And then for those that are more eloquent in their speech, it will be even just easier to understand, and therefore they'll like you better. So easy English. Tell them as well how you want them to write about your product and your software, meaning how to structure the different paragraphs and the different texts, and how you like your documentation, how you like your be structured and to be formatted. Basically, ChatGPT has to know here how the finished documentation or how the finished text that is going to go into the docu has to look like. And that is easy language, how it is formatted, how to understand different information. You get the idea of what I mean. And into the what ChatGPT needs to know about you part, I believe it's 1500 characters you can put in there. I suggest to use all of them. You're gonna have on your website or in your documentation itself or somewhere, you're gonna have a nice text about what your company does, what software it sells, what the goal is, what the mission is, how the vision lays out. Basically, in these 1500 characters, ChatGPT needs to understand you, your business, your customer, and most importantly, your software. And now we have individualized ChatGPT. We've told them how to answer and how our documentation works, and we've told them how our software works so it has context the next time we're going to use it. And this next time will be in step 2. Because now, every time something updates about your software and someone has to update it in the documentation, you'll just go to ChatGPT and give a really brief overview or an explanation of what this change was. Because now you don't have to tell them every time how to write the documentation and you don't have to give the context of what your business does. And because we've already done that in the general ChatGPT individualization, saves us extreme amounts of time for every time we're gonna update something. A brief explanation of updates. Every time something new comes in, put it in here, tell it briefly how it works. Ideally, if there is time, a step-by-step tutorial or a to-do on how to access this new feature, how exactly someone can have an advantage with your new feature is gonna help. So perfect if you do that. Otherwise, no worries. If there is anything else you like to have in your documentation, of course, and it is not in here already, it is specific for this individual change, write this in here as well. And then number 3 is really easy. That's just loading it up to the documentation. Okay, and at this point, what we've done here is every time something changes in your software and something in the document must change, it can happen basically immediately, within a matter of minutes. I'll give you that. But all you have to do is give a brief description to ChatGPT, copy paste it and put it in the documentation. An extra you can do is go to undetectable AI. So undetectable.ai. Google gets better day by day to identify AI written texts. And if you have an AI written text on your website or in your documentation, Google's going to notice that and it's going to de-rank your website in the search results. And speaking for most of us, we don't want that. But there's other AI tools we can use to humanize this written text here so that Google or other AIs cannot possibly find out that this is written by AI. And the best tool you can do that in is undetectable AI. Create an account there, a subscription ideally, and just every time you have something new here, copy paste it in here, let it change it so that it is more human. It is as well just more readable. You know how AI text often sound a bit robotic and not as easy to read. It makes it really understandable, like a human that is good with articulating has written this text. And then from there, you basically go here and just upload it there. And then from now on, you'll have a really understandable, really nice structured, really good documentation. And this whole process should take 15 minutes at most. If you're taking longer than 15 minutes, you weren't focused on working. So that's the process from now on. Now, a question someone may ask is, okay, from now on everything looks good. What is about the 5,000 pages of PDF files I already have that don't look so nice and that are written in the most terrible, misunderstandable English in such tiny letters with just random pictures all around the pages? This is a really good point you make there, mysterious someone from the internet, and it is something we can easily take care of. And to find that out, I have a really cool solution with you. I promise you won't have to go through all of the documentations, all of the 5,000 pages and change every single one of them. It is a 2-click solution, and this 2-click process will make your previous documentation fun to work with, everything coming with this process fun to work with, and that without you needing to go through all of it or ever having to look at it again. And if you want to find out how to do that, watch this video right here.